Alright, hello everyone, this is Mr. Coach. I'm going to go over our practice test here for you for the test tomorrow. 13 problems, the answers are down here. Number one, we have to evaluate this definite integral three different ways. So from 1 to 4 of this function, three different ways. First way is geometric, it's a trapezoid. Number two is a limit definition. That's the long way to do it. And after we did the long way for a while, we learned about the fundamental theorem of calculus right here. Number two, all of the areas on here can be found geometrically. So when they ask you from 1 to 5, well, that's a trapezoid. And trapezoids are always written with parallel lines, and they have a height between the parallel lines, and the base 1 and the base 2 are the top and bottom of the parallel lines. And if you turn it this way, you could build a triangle this or a trapezoid this way, and the parallel lines are going that way. Just know the parallel lines are the bases themselves. Be careful about this one integral right here. It's going from -1 to 4, which is backwards. So even though it's positive area, it's going to be negative area. And this circle is a negative area. Number 3 is a very standard net change. I'm looking at the net change from 0 to 30. Number 4, we have this function of speed, and we're asked to find displacement from 0 to 7. Well, doing the integral from 0 to 7 will do all of that work for you. However, on B, we're asked to find the distance. What distance means is I have to take these individually. You have to figure out where this crosses. Set this equal to 0 if you want to figure out that 5. 20 minus 4x is 0. Will tell you where it crosses. And now you can do an interval from 0 to 5, and you'll get 50. And you do an integral from 5 to 7, and you will get -8. The last thing I always do is make them positive. This positive plus this positive is 58. The change is 42. The distance is 58. Number 6, we find the average value, which means we do a regular integral, but to find the average, we have to divide it by 3 right down here. Right? If you're finding the average of something, say the number of points you scored in a basketball season, you divide your number of points by the total number of games. Well, in this case, the total number of games is from 0 to 3 is 3. So always remember you divide by B minus A. And I just wrote it as 1/3 because that means divide by 3. Number 7. Again, I have 3 trapezoids here. I have them drawn here. There's a trapezoid, trapezoid, trapezoid. And in this case, the parallel lines go here. So in this case, this is my height, or a lot of times we call it dx, and this is base 1 and this is base 2. The bases are the parallel lines. The height is the distance between them. We refer to it as height or dx. There's my 3. Add them up. Number 8. I graph this interval. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to do the start and do the finish, and then we know it's an upside down parabola. So just a quick sketch, and then I just integrate from f of 5 to 2. And again, remember, I don't need to see any work right here from here down to here. I'm going to grab a scientific calculator. I don't need to see that work. All I need to do, you have a graphing calculator, all you need to do is say, look, I'm going to run 5 through that. 5 times 5 squared minus 2 times 5 to the 3rd power divided by 3. And there it is. And there's a fraction decimal button there. Hit second fraction. And there we go. Why don't we do that one more time? And it's 125 thirds. You have a fraction button, a conversion between mixed and improper, and a fraction to decimal. Everything you need is right in here to change it. And again, let's do the second one, f of 2. 5 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 to the 3rd divided by 3. Whoops, I think I typed it in wrong. 5 times 2 squared minus 2 times 2 raised to the 3rd divided by 3. There we go. Again, let's put it as a fraction. And again, let's put it as an improper fraction. And there we go. And then your calculator will also solve fractions for you. 125 fraction 3 minus 44 fraction 3. 27. All right, number 9. Straight integral problem. Again, you can do that on your calculator. Number 10, the antiderivative. Don't skip steps on these. Just do it real slow. Have it here, do add 1, divide by -4, simplifies here. This one we memorize. The derivative of ln of x turns into 1 over x. So if you go backwards, looks like this, just put absolute value on it. This one, make it a half, and add 1 and multiply by the reciprocal, and simplify it. Don't forget AC. Number 11, it gives you kind of a weird notation here, but this just means plug in where you see an x, a 3, so you put a 3 there, then you can do a regular integration problem. Number 12, we go back and take the antiderivative with a c. Now everywhere where we see a 2, or sorry, where we see an x, we plug a 2, and it's 16, solve for c, and we're done. And the last one is exactly the same as this water storage one here. We're finding the change, the net change between 100 and 150. There it is. And again, I don't need to see your work here. Let's just do this one. This is f of 150, and this is minus f of 100. Let's see if we can use this negative 0.034 times 150 squared divided by 2 plus 80 times 150. And there we have it. And you can change it to 100. How easy is this? You can change that to 100. There's that one, subtract them, and you're done. All right, hope this helps with your test. If you have questions, see me in class.